Mhm.
Hi everyone, Alyssa Patterson here. I am with my friend Megan. She is an absolute delight to be around, and we had so much fun last time we spoke. So we're doing this every week now, sharing our experience with this superfoods and with my ultimate lifestyle transformation program that I'm doing. I've been doing it for about almost a week, not even a week. And we were just talking about my experience in the last few days. I did go on live a couple of days ago to explain what I was going through. And one of the things that I had noticed was that I was more irritable. And I had been kind of, talking to others who have gone through this program and asked them what experience they had the first week. I know that when you do like a detox or a new lifestyle change, a lot of different changes that obviously we will resist and experience. And some people experience like the most magical things in the beginning, and some people experience these weird sensations. And I remember saying, like, these are sensations that I didn't expect. And now realizing the last couple of days, a lot of emotional things are coming back up that I had thought I had already processed and healed from. But for some reason, it's all coming right back up. Um, and I was just talking to Megan about it. I've just been so emotional. I'm not quite sure. I wasn't sure exactly what was happening. And here she is stating that she has experienced the same thing. So this is, it's really fun for me. I mean, being emotional is not fun, but it's really fun for me to see, like, you're not just detoxing your body physically, but you're obviously detoxing like any emotional stagnant that's holding on to your physical body. Like, I feel like it's in my muscles, I feel like it's in my shoulders and my neck. And that was one of the things that, like, my neck and my shoulders were extremely painful for the first couple of days. And so now I'm just really honoring and like paying attention and being mindful in every little things that I'm experiencing, because I know that this superfood is working. This, program that was curated so, incredibly together, not only really affects our physical self, but our emotional being. And, this is what I went to school for, being in a medical field and understanding the human anatomy physically and seeing it through, ultrasound was incredible, because you could just see everything in there. But going back to school and understanding the mind and how that works, it balances out. And this just proves to me how our mental and physical self are just intertwined. And so if you don't, really focus on your mental clarity as well as your nutrition, and, this, I can, it's hard for me to explain because I thought you had to do it separately, but this superfood is really like this whole world of everything that you need. Like, you don't need anything else. It's funny because, the first couple of times I was saying, like, I don't need any more facial products. I used to do a lot of, like, the natural soap, cream. I always had to have, because my face was really dry, so I always had to make sure I had moisturizers, toners, like all these things to keep my skin, nice and soft. But since I've been using this superfood, and not to mention I wasn't even doing the full kit, I haven't been needing to use anything on my skin, and it's not dry anymore. And it's not, I probably put coconut oil once a week, just to like lather it with some moisture. But honestly, I haven't been needing to buy anything and spend so much money on these products. And then on top of like vitamins and supplements, like there's no need because this food has it. And then now experiencing these emotional, triggers or whatever you want to call them, it's such an amazing experience. I know it's so weird for me to say, but it's such an amazing experience because, being an RTP practitioner, that's what I do. I go into the mind, I go deep into the root causes, and I've done those personally for myself, and it's great. And you feel like it's magic, but man, I had no idea nutrition could make you feel this way, or not nutrition, but pure, not nutrient dense superfoods, actually fueling your body with the right amount of vitamins, proteins, and all the nutritions that you actually really need can really release all of these things. And not just physically, but mentally. And I had no idea. It's such an amazing experience. My husband, who's on it, he's feeling the physical portion. I mean, he's having major bowel movements. And I'm like, why am I not experiencing that? But apparently, a lot of my toxins
You're
are
purging the emotions.
like in my shoulders, in my butt. I remember maybe the third day, I felt it all on all my muscles. I was like, I guess my muscles releasing some of these toxins because I am like all over feeling weak and irritable and more tired. And, I know that it's working because I'm just going to keep pushing through because I know that the next week is going to get better, and it's going to get better after that and after that. And probably within a month, my transformation, you guys will see, because I will continue sharing all of my experience and honoring everything that I am truly experiencing. And, Meghan said that she wasn't aware of it either, like if you want to share
It was
your
a
experience.
great surprise.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I'm on my second ULT. I started in September. So September, October, November, that was my first round. And there was a lot of stuff from my childhood that I thought, like, I've done years of therapy. I've worked on all that. I had a great relationship with the people that I felt had hurt me or wronged me or whatever. And it was like all of a sudden, I feel like all those emotions came right back up, just like, hi, I'm still here and you have to deal with me. And I'm like, I dealt with you 16 years ago and 15 therapists ago. Like, why are you here again? And like, as, and you talked about how this product is like holistic, like it really does help the mind, the body, the spirit. Like, one of my big goals for this whole year was like to just be a little more in tune to my spiritual side and work more on my mental health. And I haven't been able to in the past. I just haven't been able to do what I'm able to do now. And I honestly truly believe it is because of this nutrition. Like, my ADHD was so out of control. I can't keep a thought used to not be able to keep a thought in my head to concentrate on. And now, like, I sit here every morning and I write in my little journal, and like, I'm working on this like worksheet on emotions, and like, I just get to sit here and be with myself and go through all of this with it feels a lot more happier to go through. I don't know. It's just, and so I don't know. I was probably like 2 months into my ULT, and when all of these emotions just got stirred back up, and I was literally like, the heart pain, it was as if it had happened all over again. I hadn't felt that heart pain for that situation in so long. And so instead of pushing it away as I had in the past, because I just didn't have the mental capacity to deal with it or the emotional capacity to deal with it, I was able to sit with it and acknowledge it and like hold my inner child, the child that was so sad that all this stuff happened to her. And like, I wasn't ever able to be there for myself like that. I wasn't, I did not have the capacity. And that's what this has given me too. And it's not something I talk about often, but like my mental and emotional health is just, it's just never been so great. And I really, to have my mind not going 200 miles a minute without a driver behind the wheel is amazing. Like, I'm so happy that I can just sit and think and be and acknowledge and not have my body go so haywire. So I do have I have fibromyalgia, no diagnosis. I don't actually believe that diagnosis or accept it for myself, but I do have that diagnosis. So muscle pain, joint pain, skin pain, like if I get emotional, too emotional, like my joints start to hurt. Like touch is my love language. And if I'm emotional, like don't touch me. It feels like literal needles hitting my skin, you know? So it's been so interesting to just see all that stuff kind of go away and be able to just really deal with the things that are coming up. So it's
Wow.
just, they call it a ultimate transformation, and it really is. It really is an ultimate transformation.
Yeah, thank you for
So
that. I have friends who have was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, and you're right. Like, it's funny because that's what I did for a living. It's like I diagnosed pathologies and diseases for so many years, and I'm here now understanding the holistic part of it. And I do not believe in diagnosis at all, and for some reason my mind switched over believing that this has a lot to do with our mind and what we believe and what we think and what we tell ourselves. And when I explain it to some people, they think I'm like crazy. Like, what are you talking about? You were in a medical field, like you sound like a cuckoo person. But it's absolutely true. Like, once you get into understanding the holistic part of life and like human being and how everything literally are all interchangeable and they're all interconnected, and they have to balance. And if you're off in the mind, your body's going to feel it. And that's why I have always had these like back pains, neck pains, and because those are stagnant emotions that apparently I've been holding on to, but medically they would just say, whatever they want to say.
diagnose that.
Yeah, exactly. Like some muscle degenerative or something like that. But,
Yeah.
it's just, I'm excited. I'm experiencing this. And, like we were on our wellness call yesterday, and I just got super emotional just talking about just little portion of the experience I had during my pregnancy and everything that came with it. Just really, I used to be able to talk about it without being in motion because I thought I had healed from it. I have processed it, but apparently there's still a lot of emotions that I'm holding on to. And now I'm excited because it's being released without me having to work hard, you know? And,
I think the hard work is just not as hard. It's
yeah,
not as hard because everything we need. Like, I
yeah,
mean, we
it's
have all the nutrition we need. So now we're able to like sit back and think about it and like, oh, this is a new emotion. Like, why am I feeling this? We're able to like, when we don't go into that emotional land, we're like, it's just, there's possibilities everywhere. Like we have the possibility to just explore that emotion a little bit more and get a little deeper in with it. And my relationship with, I've been married for 5 years. We've been together for 10 years. We are both female. Emotions everywhere. Everything's a freaking emotion. Like there's so many emotions. And both of us have come on this journey, and my story with it is like yours with your husband, where she was like, no, I'm not falling for that one. You've done way too many things for me to fall for this one. And then she saw what was going on with my body, and she was like, give me some of that. So, and now, yeah, she's the biggest advocate too, but our relationship, I feel like we've been able to talk out a lot more instead of our emotions getting a hold of us and running away. Like we've been able to be like, okay, wait, let's just have a conversation about that. And it's been just so much smoother of a process, just because we're not, because our nutritional needs are met. Like when they're not, we're just
Yeah.
emotional and messy disasters. Like we don't have the nutrition we need to support, all of the neurotransmitters that we need to be making to help calm us down. And, our guts are a mess, our brains are a mess. And this is just, it's been such an experience in my relationship too.
That's why like this superfood is, and I love the word regenerative farming, because that's what's happening to your body. You're rebuilding everything and repairing everything with food. And this is what it's made for. This is why Mother Nature is part of this world. It's made for us to use to help replenish and rebuild and repair. I mean, our body is made so perfectly that we have everything. I mean, we have antibodies, we have everything that you could possibly need to really thrive. And we've been, I don't want to say brainstorm, but I'm going to say brainstorm, believing that we need medication, we need this, we need that, we need diagnosis. I have worked with many moms who, and I've tried to change their way of saying when they say, my anxiety, don't take it as yours, because it's not yours. You're experiencing symptoms of anxiety, but it's not yours. But you saying it's mine, it's mine, it's mine, you're really pulling that in and saying it's your
I own it.
It's a possession, and your mind, it's gonna be like, this is who I am. And honestly, it's not. And so I have been working for the last, few years on my mind, and thinking that I was working on my health, and my nutrition, being as, mindful of what I ate, organic, and, at times we'd go out to eat and be as mindful as what we think we're eating. And I thought that I was, balancing it all out and experiencing Purium and its superfoods. Obviously, I was missing something, and this is it. Like, it's such an amazing experience. I don't like being emotional about it, and I don't want to, feel these things back again. But at the same time, it's such an amazing experience, because, like I said, it seems so easy because you're recognizing it. With therapy, it feels like hard work because you're really, really digging and like pulling out. And even though you have clarity, it still feels like something is missing there. You're like, okay, I understand what's happening, where this is coming from. And, I'll continue doing all these like mindfulness practices, which is great and helpful. But if your nutrition is out of whack and it's not there, like you're only doing half of the work, like, and that's why I'm so excited about this, because this Purium Superfoods, it's helping you to do the whole entire thing. You don't do a competition and you do half a lap and then expect to win. You have to run the whole entire thing to hit that finish line. And that's how I feel like we're doing all these work, but then we're stopping in the middle and not like meeting the rest of it. And it's funny because the beginning is usually the hardest, but then at the end is like, you put your all into it to get to that goal, right? To that finish line. And that's how I feel like I've already hit that. I passed that line of the middle line, and now I'm just going all for it. And it feels like this is easy. It's coming so naturally without like forcing myself to think about it or to feel it. It just comes naturally, and then I'm honoring those feelings. So we're not trying to scare you to do the superfood.
Just be prepared. Nobody told us. We're telling you. No, but it's been amazing. And I honestly have had people say to me, like, what has changed? Like, you are just so happy. And I am so happy. And, having a healthy gut and all that is fantastic for that. But like, I've dealt with all of the crap that I've just pushed away for so long. Like, I don't need to feel that. And when we do that, our body keeps the score and our memory remembers, even if we choose not to acknowledge and hear it. So it's been amazing to have, to get my gut in check so that serotonin is produced in our gut. Like, that's needed for so many neurotransmitters, some happy things going on, and,
Exactly.
being able to process all that. So it's just so amazing. It's been amazing. I love it.
Now,
I'll take it.
I haven't even been in this program for a week, and I'm just excited to like continue on and push through and see what's next. What am I going to find next, And to me that's so exciting because it's new and it's just not anything that I've ever experienced, especially working with the mind, you know. These things you experience, but it's like it's different. It's so different. I had a client who I was working with, and he had like back pain, and we did some deep work. Good morning, baby.
Your little's up.
Yeah.
Cute.
But like, we found out that it was, a lot to do with some emotional um, problems that he had been holding on to for so many years and didn't want to deal with. You know, he thought like
Mhm.
he forgave and had moved past through it, but then the back, his back was holding on to this. He actually needed surgery and didn't want to. So we worked really hard and figure out like what's going on, what's being stagnant there, what's holding on, like what are you holding on to that back, and why do you feel like you're holding on to that? And he wasn't able to move around, he wasn't able to exercise, couldn't even like bike ride to a point where he was able to do it because he released those things. And that's what I focus on, is releasing these mental and emotional things that we are holding on to. And having this superfood is really giving me that chance to like fully like give the best outcome. And I can't wait to, work with mothers who have been going through what I've gone through and having all these anxieties and like these depressions. And, so many moms that I've talked to postpartum, even during pregnancy, they go through all these emotional situation, and then they end up taking medication that they never took before, and they become depressed, they become anxiety, they have anxiety and they have to take anxiety medication, and then they turn into bipolar, and then all these medications that they're taking, that's just on top of each other, that just never ever stops. And their emotions are
Yeah.
still the same. Nothing's getting fixed. Even though they're drinking all these medication, nothing is getting fixed, and they still feel like blah, and they still feel like crap, And this is just the missing link, getting your
It
nutrition.
is. It really is. I'm like, where have you been all my life, Miriam?
I wish
um,
that I had this, when I was pregnant, because I truly believe
I
that.
was gonna say that my kids. So my baby is 17, and my oldest is 21. She's gonna be 21. So like, or no, oh my God, she's gonna be 22. So like, great. It's just crazy. But I wish I had this back then. Like, I'm so happy for you that you get to experience this while you're raising children, because I'll tell you, it's hard to regulate your emotions when you have like 20 little people pulling you in different directions. And I just envy you young moms that get to experience
Yeah.
raising your children with Purium, because I I have so much energy for my nephews, and like hanging out with them and running around after them, and like sitting down and actually talking and explaining things to them and having conversations with them. And I did not have the energy for that when I was raising littles. I was like, mommy's tired right now. Mommy can't do this right now. Mommy needs a break. Like, mommy
Yeah.
needed a break every 2 seconds. So like,
Well,
it's just good.
that's exactly
Mm-hmm.
why I got onto this, Purium, why Kimberly had introduced me to the superfoods, because that's what I was experiencing. All I wanted was more energy, better mood, and
Mm-hmm.
just be there for my kids, because I'm the same way. I was like, oh, I can't play. And then I'll go and try to force myself to play. And then 5 minutes later, I'm like, I'm so done, and I feel so guilty and bad, for them. And sometimes I just don't want to do anything. And obviously kids at this age want to go, 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 go. And I picture myself like wanting to go and play, whatever, ball with them or ride bikes with them. And like even like going for a walk now, I don't want to do it.
Mhm.
Take them for walks all the time. And like suddenly I'm just not where I want to be. And that's when, Kimberly was like, you got to try this superfood, And I'm like, okay, like another protein shake. I've tried them all.
Yeah.
I just, I don't know. She gave it to me, and just the power shake just did it for me, and just fell in
Yeah.
love. That's why I'm doing it and committed fully to doing the program, because I can't wait to see what else comes out and what else I'm gonna flush out and detoxify, and what I'm going to release mentally and physically. And I mean, like I said, I've only been doing it for 5 days, and it's just been such a whirlwind of emotions. It's like a roller coaster, you're like terrified to
It
get on
is.
the roller coaster, and you're like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? How bad is this gonna be? And then when you're on it,
Yeah.
and
What's next?
you're like, what
That's
again?
what I love about this, though, and that's what I love about you, because not everyone is like this. I'm like this. You're like this. Most of us that are doing Purium are kind of like this, but we're like, what's next? Like, how much better can I feel? Like, if I felt this good doing this, what else? What can I do next? Like, where is that? Show me, and I'll do it. Because like, if I felt this good, do it, and it has. Like I say all the time, like I feel like I just leveled up again. Like, just leveled up again. It's
It's
amazing.
absolutely amazing. And that's all I want to continue doing, is sharing my transformation and all the experiences that I'm feeling. And it's been fun for the last 5 days to fully commit to, ultimate lifestyle transformation. And it's such a
Are
growing.
you finding there's any hard parts in this right now for you, or like you prepped yourself before starting? So
Yeah,
like you did all the flex foods before and
yeah,
started with that, and then now you've added this in. So
yeah.
are there any, like, do you feel like there's hurdles, or is it like smooth sailing so far?
It has been pretty good transition for even my toddlers. Like they're drinking their shake, and then after they drink it, they're like, "Can I have another one?" And my youngest, who's 5, he just turned 5, and he's like, "Mommy, you made me one chocolate milk." I said 2 chocolate milks. And I was like, I'm not gonna give you 2 chocolate milks right now. I was like, you're gonna have like their demands of like, but where's my food, And it's
Mhm.
in their mind, it's like this delicious chocolate milk, but it has all the fruits and the vegetables and the herbs and the greens that they truly, truly need on top of protein, you know? Normally, my
Yeah.
young he's weirded because they don't take really vitamins or any medication whatsoever. They've never taken any pills or anything like that. So like when he sees pills like that, he's like, what is that? And I think he's seen my mom and got into my mom's pill box and probably like licked one of them, and he's like, this is disgusting. So every time, like when he saw like the amino acid, like the amino 23, which by the way,
Mm.
it's so safe for children. Like children can take this. I mean, how many pre-workout aminos can you give to a child? You can't. It's not
Mhm.
good for them. But my children are taking these, and they're so much happier, like little boys. I feel like my little one is back to the way he is. His personality, it truly has really lifted back up in the last couple of years. He's been kind of off, and I feel like it had to do with nutrition, and I didn't know
Mhm.
what to do or give him. And now I'm just seeing like he's just like this same, this great personality, constantly smiling and saying I love you. And it's just been so fun to watch, because I feel like I have my little boy back. Not that he was like always irritated, but you could just tell the difference from when he was like
Right.
toddler to like now 5 years old. Like everybody's
Mhm.
like tantrums are normal and stuff, but I feel like all of that has to do with nutrition and they're like depleted, you know? So I don't think that
Yeah.
tantrums are supposed to be normal at all.
Yeah.
Now I feel
We
like
normalize a lot that we should not.
see like the difference in him, like there's literally no more tantrums, and like the smile is so different too, you know, and he's a pretty a happy kid. But yeah, like the transition, because we were always, you know, like organic and made my own ice cream, and I fed them when they were babies with my own with the food that I was creating. I never bought them any food from like the store whatsoever. So I make everything for them. I make their own, you know, like brownies and things like that. So like we don't buy things from outside. So the transition wasn't so bad, but like really focusing on like the flex foods and more greens and stuff. Like my husband's not used to that. And I absolutely love kale and spinach. And I'll make kale salad sometimes, but because he never liked it, I didn't do it quite a lot. And so now I'm incorporating it. And he was like, oh God, I'm going to eat kale for dinner. And I'm like, yes, it's gonna be good. You gotta try it. And honestly, now he's like eating it all the time and he's loving it. So
Yeah,
like
your taste buds just change. They change with this. It's so interesting.
it's so easy. And I think that's one of the things that like I want to start telling my customers, you know, or my clients, like while you're waiting for your superfood to come to your doorstep,
Yeah.
start like prepping yourself with the flex foods,
Mhm.
getting rid of things. I mean, there was things like, you know, we'll get like organic chips and you know, cookies. And even those I've like thrown them away because I'm like, I don't think this is good for us. And then you read the ingredients, you're like, really, it has a lot of like added sugar and things like that. So even those things we've eliminated. And at one point I was like, man, I don't want to throw this away because I spent money on it. But then I did because I'm like, I don't care because it doesn't,
Right.
it's not serving me. You know what I mean? I've wasted all this money
Mhm.
on this crap because I'm putting basically nothing in my mouth, you know? So I
Yeah.
was spending money and wasting it anyways. Might as well throw it into the trash and not put it in my body because it's trash. And you know, we're putting it in our body where it belongs. It's trash. But anyway, so yeah, the transition hasn't been, you know, difficult. The only thing was not understanding, or I was surprised that like the emotional aspect was coming out. And you know, that was
Yeah.
in the beginning. I was like, I was
More
more
of that to come.
like, why am I
But
irritable?
yeah, it's so amazing after. Like you'll just be smiling all the time because like none of this is weighing on you subconsciously. And people will be like, why are you so happy? Like, what do you my one of my family members was like, they asked me and my wife at a get together, they were like, why are you guys smiling so much? And we're like, oh, like people don't smile like we'll try not to, but we're just really happy.
I mean, you're waking up your brain, you know, like your gut is your second brain, and you're cleaning that out and really getting all the parasites and the toxins out of your gut. And your brain is like super happy. It's alive. It's becoming more,
Mm-hmm.
and it's easier to think rationally. So your confidence is up, your self esteem goes up, like everything just goes up because now your brain's like, oh, I'm not in the dark anymore, you know? And it's like, it's easy to just be happy and smile. So it's a really incredible experience. And I'm truly blessed to have had this in my life. And being connected with Kimberly out of nowhere. I'm not kidding. I literally prayed because I knew something was wrong with me. Like I knew something not wrong, but like something was missing in my life.
Something didn't feel right. Yeah.
I needed to feel fulfilled and I wasn't full. And seeing my children as well, having like difficulty sleeping, the tantrums, the outbursts, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, and I started feeling bad. Like, am I a bad mom? Like, am I not doing what I need to do? And then I see my energy depletion and not wanting to plan. I'm like, maybe it's that. And like the blame and the guilt starts happening more and more. And so I was like, something has to change. And I didn't know what else, because I have
What
tried
it was.
everything in the planet, pure, organic, certified here, certified that. I mean, I have tried everything to really replenish our body, and I couldn't figure it out. And I prayed. And then probably within a month, I met Kimberly out of nowhere. And it was
Kimberly's just the best earth angel ever.
exactly what I told her. I was like, you're truly an angel on earth, because you are the person I prayed for. And then whatever you had, your knowledge, I mean, she has such an abundance of knowledge, and she's willing to give so freely. And her love it radiates out of her, and it makes you want to just love everybody too.
I know.
And it's
I know
that's why I cried yesterday.
I think that's what, like, she's been on this journey like since she was like in her 20s, but like been eating all the good stuff since she was 9. Like, I think that's who everyone can truly be if they're not loading themselves with toxins. We could just be full of love for everything else.
And freely without, I'm just amazed of the kind of person she is, and I love it. And
Amazing.
the kind of people all of you guys are, and I was so surprised that you or Yara, I was like, you guys want to talk to me? You don't even know me.
Of course we do.
I mean, I've been with like a healthness company where like trying to talk to people was like a big no-no. And it was like, why are you bothering me? Or, especially if they don't know you like personally, they're very disconnected, and there's not a lot of support or like welcoming, and it's not right. So coming into this, not even being a part of the community as a brand partner, I was already part of you guys for 2 months before I became and I was just amazed. I'm like, wow, they're talking to me as if I'm already like, and it made it easier for me. Why am I not? Like, I should, because this is just that easy, and it's just been such an amazing journey, and it's a fun new journey and challenge that I'm, going into. And honestly, it's not a challenge. It's just like an amazing experience. And the more I know, and the more I learn, and the more I experience these superfoods, the more, things are exciting. And the more it just keeps giving, and I just love it. I love being a part of this community and the superfood, because it just continues to give. And it's like a gift every day. You're opening it up, and it's like, yay, what's next?
It is.
All over again.
It really is. It has been an amazing experience, and the support, like, you will find no better. And like, it comforts me as well, even though I'm a practitioner. It's so nice to know that I have other people to ask, hey, what do you think about this? Or what do you like, how can I help my client with this? Like, it's nice to have other practitioners to, talk with. And yeah, it's amazing. The support's been amazing. So,
well, that's
yeah.
Somebody
Want to join us on this.
Exactly. I mean, it's not just like Joe Schmo trying to, sell something. There's doctors, there's microbiologists, there's practitioners, there's nurses, there's nutritionists. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. These people who have credentials are actually using this and prescribing it to their patients, to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh yeah, it's been a huge part of my practice. Like, the only thing I suggest straight off the bat, very first thing in the beginning, is I ask everyone to start Biomedic. Everybody to start Biomedic. And once they start that, they're like begging for more. They're like, what now? Like, that works so good at just like repairing the gut. And within a week, they're like, what do I do next? Like, that worked amazing. So clearly this company has amazing products, and they're like, people are more than willing to be like, I need that in my life, because you just feel so good after you have it. So,
Oh,
so
great.
magical.
That's a good way to I that's a great way to get people who's skeptical and, you know, are trying to be open-minded, but obviously there's fear in there, right? Because you don't know, like you don't know. And you can't just go to the store and try it out. You have to listen and trust the person who
Right.
to you. And that's what it was. Like I had to trust what Kimberly was saying. And she's like, you know what? If you're not going to listen to me, I'm just going to send you some products. And I was like, I'm sold. I love it. Like, give me more. What else can I try? So you know, I don't want to force it on people, but like I said, Biomedic, try it. It literally helps detoxify your body and all the chemicals, especially glyphosates. If you don't know anything about glyphosates, it's Roundup. It's the
Yeah.
herbicide. And now over here in Pinellas County, where we used to live, they're apparently going to have helicopters flying over the county spraying pesticides to kill off mosquitoes. And it's like, wow, now it's in our air and it's in our food. It's in, you know, so glyphosate.
It's in our water. It's everywhere. They have found glyphosate in breast milk, like
Yes.
in breast milk. So like, we have a solution for that. We can take that 74% of it right out of your body. And that was just with one a day. It's so amazing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
like, this isn't your normal detox cleanse. This is
No.
food that is used to help you detox. So it's all the food that, or the herbs or whatever, you know, it gets put together, all these ingredients put together to really detoxify your body in the most natural way. And that's why it's safe for kids. It's safe for pregnancy. It's safe for a breastfeeding mom. I mean, you know, how many cleanse out there or detox pills out there that are safe for pregnancy? I'm going to tell you none.
Yeah.
There's none.
Yeah.
You cannot
Yep.
detoxify your body while you're pregnant or breastfeeding. But this is so safe because it's food. It's literally food.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather have it in like a bag already like put together for me in powder form than me going and looking for these ingredients.
There's no way. There's no way we'd be able to do. People have said that to me as an herbalist. Like, you're an herbalist and you are promoting these products. And I was like, they're like, you can make it yourself. And I'm like, I could never source the amazing ingredients and to have them regeneratively grown and to have them watered with volcanic ash water and picked at peak ripeness and dehydrated at like room temperature. Like, there's no way I can't do that. And I'm not going to, because I've already found the best there is. And it's as easy as that. Like, we don't need to reinvent the wheel. It's already there. And it's just amazing. It does amazing things.
Yeah.
So,
process of putting it all together. And like you said, it takes years to do all these things and it's already done for you. There is a company out there called Purium who has done this, you know, and every day they're constantly looking at the ingredients, making sure that we are getting the purest form of nutritions that we consume. And who doesn't want something like that? You know, it's super convenient. But I'm gonna let you go because my kids are.
Yes. We could talk about Purium all day, but we both have children we need to tend to.
They're probably like trying
I'm
to make
so
their
good.
own.
I can't wait to hear.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear how you're feeling next week and what this week brings for you, the rest of this week brings for you. I'm so excited that we get to check in weekly. I love that.
Well, I love it because, you know, I was gonna say I was gonna start journaling, but this is so much better because then I can go back and watch the things that I was experiencing and, you know, and actually use these videos and put them together so I can give it to my clients and be like, this is what you go through, you know. It's not at the beginning. Maybe some people it's so easy and they don't have all these emotions and like irritability or bowel issues in the beginning and have an amazing experience the first week. But for the most part, understand that anything that you do takes time, and because you're detoxifying your body. So anytime that you detoxify your body, you're going to experience some unusual thing.
Discomfort.
Yeah.
A little bit of discomfort. A little bit of I'm not.
Fun, you know? It's really, to me, it's fun.
Yep,
Because you know it's working.
it is.
It's working.
Yeah.
Like if it wasn't, if you weren't experiencing anything, then it's not working. But if you're experiencing things, then you're like, okay, this is finally working. Like I'm finally releasing things, releasing whatever I need to release, whether it's emotion or physical. I'm releasing something, so it's working one way or another. And so if you're, you know, Megan and I, we both have a code. If you are wanting to try this ULT or just the microbiome, or the biomedic, I'm sorry, the biomedic to detoxify any harmful chemicals out of your body, we both have a code that will give you $100 off your first ULT. And yeah, we will talk to you guys next week. Bye, Megan.
Bye.
Okay, we'll talk soon.
Bye. You too.